welcome to everybody that's come. Probably about 75% of you all were out at the Broadmoor in action just an hour or so ago, so thank you especially for that too. We have 3 panelists and presenters. We were going to have 4, and the fellow Damien Moran, whose bio is actually on, I have some bio sheets over there in the corner too if you want to look at some of the people who are here, and including the panel. But he didn't get in the country. He actually got to Chicago. But Homeland Security, our new Department of Government, pounced on him at the airport and interviewed him harshly and sent him on the next plane back to Warsaw. So we're one short of our panel here. But basically, the reason he was invited, along with Jan Tomáš from the Czech Republic, is that those are 2 of the countries on the expansion list of the people that we saw at the Broadmoor. They want to put major U.S. bases in their countries. We don't have that experience here. We have no foreign bases on our soil, but other countries around the world have to get used to that idea because of the leverage that is applied to them for the Star Wars system. So he would have talked about the resistance efforts in Poland. Their government, as well as the government in the Czech Republic, have tentatively given a nod to the going ahead with those bases, but he would have told us something about the resistance there on the ground. People that don't want it, who are still fighting their government on this issue. Then a little bit about today, what we were doing in the background to it, and a bit about the Global Network. It started in 1992 as an organization and has grown steadily since. The idea was to kind of mirror the global network of another kind that the U.S. government and its Space Command has been building, really since the 50s, but in earnest since the mid-80s. So they bring the globe on the ground and in the air. There are hundreds of satellites that are part of the U.S. military establishment in space, doing various pieces of the war machine. So we are the other side of that. We are the people on the ground who are trying to stop that, reverse it, and keep space for peace. And they are celebrating the 50th year of what they call the beginning of the U.S. space program. That's not quite accurate. It actually began at least 60 or 65 years ago when they brought the first German scientists here from the Nazi war machine who had got a head start on missiles. But anyway, this was their theme this year, 50th year. It's also, as far as I can tell, at least the 25th year that they've had Rabble Like Us out there as they've done their annual celebration. Actually, 24th year. They said this was the 24th year that the Space Foundation has put on this symposium. And who are they? They come, initially they are retired Air Force space officials and some from companies. There's always a Lockheed Martin or a Boeing person who comes work for them. And so they're a space lobby that does, and they've grown tremendously. It's true that our movement has sort of grown too. We've gotten more and more people in more and more places talking back to the notion of a U.S. domination of space and all the enormous money and resources that go into that. So 24th year of them doing it, 24th year of our annual presence there. So that's just a bit of background. And why here? This is a major hub of military space activity. There are 3 bases in this city and another huge one in Denver, which some of us will see on our way to Omaha, that are vital cogs in that machine that guides the satellites, sends messages to them, downloads information from them, including the targeting information for a lot of bombs that got dropped in Iraq today. That dimension of warfare especially uses space technology. And sometimes the people using it are in town. They're not over in Iraq. They're certainly not in harm's way as they do that piece of the modern war machine. So that's just a bit of background on, and our local group is Citizens for Peace in Space. The global international group is the Global Network Against Weapons and Nuclear Power in Space. We have the coordinator here, Bruce Gagnon, and two of his co-workers from Maine, including one of our panelists. And when we finish our presentations and get into Q&A, we'll bring them as well as Lauren Werble, who is our activist / journalist, who gets to go inside and hobnob with all those people. And he takes anti-gag medicine, so he's signaling here. And if you read this morning's paper, they talked about the deals that will get made at this symposium, with money coming out of your pocket if you're a taxpayer. So this is it's an issue that often is too far on the back burner, and yet is something that we need to turn around if we're going to survive as a species. Now just some brief introductions of our panel. And the order will go in, we'll have Jan Tomáš first, who is an activist from Prague, who flew here just to meet with us, and then we'll go on to Omaha, who is active in organizing resistance to a radar station piece of Star Wars that the U.S. wants to put in his country. I'll let you tell him about the status of where that stands and why what you read in the paper a few days ago wasn't the whole story. And then we'll go to J.N. Rao, and I apologize for not being able to say his full name, but he's from India, and he'll tell you something about the developments in military space in India and what the dangers of those are. He's a long-time member of the peace movement, retired union organizer for the railway union, and has a lot of experience with how an up-and-coming country like that, the temptations they face as the U.S. tries to bring them into the network of have nations and on this kind of junior scale or whatever it is that they do. And then finally, the title of this is Peace or War in Space. I think actually it's worded in reverse. So what would peace in space or peace in our society look like? How might we get to having a different image of power projection and how our country might be a real leader for peace rather than, first place in war. So those are our three panelists. They're all going to speak for about 7 or 8 minutes. Pardon? Oh, her name. You want to figure that out. Mary Beth Sullivan. So that's the first of many mistakes tonight. Probably there were 2 or 3 others. Anyway, she'll be giving she's got a big load because there's 2 talking about war. She's got to sell us peace. So she's got the harder task. So without further ado, we'll have Jan come up and get us started here.